This week, on Meerkat X-ray Department. With the cessation of interdepartmental hostilities that occurred with the emergency department last week, things are back to normal. The workflow is smooth, and with it being a cast clinic day, it is as busy as ever. The classes that Mike Meerkat is conducting for the practicum students is on track. As is the case with many students, there are difficulties mastering the shoulder projections, and the frustration is building. If the students just keep trying the projection instead of avoiding those transscapular Y views, the sooner they will master them. A curious thing came to the attention of the department manager for Randy Meerkat's semi-annual dosimetry reading. A finding of 23 millisieverts was recorded. This is way too high, as a radiation worker has a maximum annual dose limit of only 20 millisieverts. After a short amount of investigation by the department manager, and asking a few questions of the department supervisor, and Randy Meerkat, it was first determined that the dosimeter had been worn in the correct position under the lead apron and clipped onto Randy Meerkat's scrub shirt. It was further discovered that Randy Meerkat had been wearing the same apron on a month of pain clinic shifts, while he filled in for Angelique Meerkat, who is the full-time pain clinic technologist, but was on holidays. As it happened, the only lead gown in the pain clinic suite large enough for Randy Meerkat to wear was one that was stored in a nearby closet, folded on a shelf instead of hung properly on a hanger rack. With the suspicion of a faulty gown as the cause of the increased dose readings, it was suggested by Department Supervisor Helen Meerkat that Randy Meerkat perform a quality control test as per Section 3, subsection 3.6.2. Article Y28 of Health Canada's Safety Code 35 regarding personal protective equipment to see if the gown was indeed faulty. This should determine if the apparel adheres to the requirements of Section 4.0, 4.1 and 4.2 of Safety Code 35. Because Christy Meerkat had experience in quality control testing, she suggested she help Randy Meerkat do the testing because it happened that some other personal shields needed testing as well. Health Canada Safety Code 35 contains a complete list of personal protective equipment that requires testing and the interval at which it should be tested. This list includes leaded glasses, portable lead shields, fluoroscopy table waist shields and thyroid collar shields, to name just a few. The Safety Code 35 articles for testing of personal lead gowns and shield attire recommend that it is done with a fluoroscopy unit, bypassing the lead shielding between the image intensifier and X-ray tube, to check for any irregularities in the lead. They will show up as white or black cracks, depending on the fluoroscopy image settings. If a fluoroscopy unit is not available, or the lead shield is small enough, it can be done on conventional X-ray equipment. Here we see the results of the tests that Christy Meerkat and Randy Meerkat conducted on a small lead shield. In the first two images of the shield directly on a DR detector, it is interesting to note the stitching lines which are letting photons pass freely. These images were made with technique settings of 2 MAS at 50 kVp and 2 MAS at 100 kVp. In the second two images, which are not specified by Safety Code 35 but were done from a matter of interest, a notable finding is the ability to plainly see anatomy in the phantom even through 0.5 millimeter of lead shielding. This confirms that this level of shielding is only adequate to prevent scatter radiation from reaching the user. A direct beam will clearly penetrate the shield. The results of the tests done on Randy Meerkat's lead apron were not as promising as those for the small lead shield and clearly showed serious defects in the material. The apron was proven to have far more than the 670 square millimeters of defects that Safety Code 35 allows for a personal protective gown. This gown will be retired and will need to be replaced. It will then fall to the department supervisor to add this to the departmental order for a cost of $3,000 to $5,000 from the annual operating budget. And so ends another day in the Meerkat X-ray department. Next week, on Meerkat X-ray department. One of the practicum students has trouble with patient relationship building. Randy Meerkat begins to display signs of the stochastic effects of the extra dose he received through the faulty fluoroscopy gown. And Christy Meerkat continues to solve the mysteries of the X-ray department with further QC testing.